So, gentlemen, it feels like 2021 isn't even finished yet. Just think to yourself, Dave, will you calm down? We're still in December here. Still 2021. But I want to move on. I need to move on with my life to 2022. And I thought it'd be cool to get a kind of general feel for what we're looking forward to in 2022. As I said, I've already had a couple of albums in for review, one or two. But what about yourselves? What are you thinking? What's the biggies? If you had I had a top 5 for 2022, what would be in that top 5 list? It doesn't have to be in order. You don't have to do 5 to 1 or anything like that. Just 5 albums that you're like, yes, that I need to hear next year.
It's going to be crossover here. You know there's going to be crossover. Well, not from you because you're a hipster, so you'll pick
Not at all.
Oh, Dave, come on. Pull the other one.
No, well, my most anticipated album is Meshuggah. Without a doubt, that is on top of my list.
Hipster.
We know that they've been in the studio this year. We know they're back with Frederick Thorndale, who had kind of taken a hiatus about 5-6 years ago. He's obviously back in the band for this next album, so we know they've been in the studio. We know it's coming in 2022. Their tour has been moved to 2022 as well with Zeal and Ardor for next year. So it's got to be coming. I think that's probably my most anticipated. They're in my top 5 favourite bands of all time. So yeah, this is a bit of an obvious pick for me, to be honest. But yeah, I don't think they've even announced what the name of the album is going to be or anything yet at this point. But don't know. I haven't heard any music from it yet, any singles, nothing. But it's still top of my list. It's got to be Meshuggah. Duncan?
I'm not going to steal Kyle's thunder here because he just spent an inordinate amount of money. Well, he's about to spend an inordinate amount of money when he gets slapped with that customs charge for that t-shirt. Although that album is up there for me for sure, so I'll let him rattle through that, and I'll go maybe somewhere slightly off to the left with the aforementioned Zeal and Ardor, who have an album coming out next year, which I can't fucking wait. That dude right there is a genuine joy to hear what he does with music. I think the way he approaches the stuff he's writing. I know he's now more actively working with a band, where his first 2 releases were more him. He's now, I think on Strange Fruit, I think he actually worked with, more a collaborative effort, and I think he's continued that on there. All 4 of the singles, that's right. 4 singles out. Yeah, all 4 of the singles have been excellent, but they've also been very, very, very different. Yeah. So I'm kind of getting Gojira vibes about this all over again, where we ended up listening to 4 singles, none of them sounded alike. Only one of them sounded like what you expected it to sound like.
True.
And then when the whole album landed, it all came together. So yeah, Zeal and Ardor, I think Zeal and Ardor are about to be propelled to the next level. Touring with bands like Meshuggah will not do them any harm. No. But yeah, they're about, this album is the one that I reckon is going to catapult them. So,
have they announced the name of the album, or is it self-titled?
They have, and I knew you were going to ask me that, and then I'd scrolled past it. And here, Zeal and Ardor's new album is self-titled. Zeal and Ardor.
Due out in February?
It's February 11th.
Ooh, that's not long.
Not long. Not long now. That's why I reckon we've heard the last single, and this is where tomorrow I'll wake up and they've released a 5th single. Ooh. Pain in the balls.
Nice.
Right, Kyle can now mention the one that I wanted to mention.
I'm sorry, I really am. I'm sorry to have taken this from you, but yeah, you're right. I am going to get slapped with a massive tax thing when I get that pre-ordered CD and t-shirt bundle in the fucking mail. Jesus. It's the last time I'm doing it, so Rolo Tomasi had better be goddamn proud. Goddamn happy with that, because I can't wait to get this album.
Yeah.
Cannot wait. Really looking forward to it. Yeah. Really looking forward to that single.
You're a guy that hadn't heard them before.
Yeah, I'd never heard of them before. I'd heard the name, but never just checked them out. And now I'm fucking kicking myself because I was so impressed. I was just so into it, and I've gone through their back catalogue. I'm like, I can't wait. Just come on, just let it be. What is it? February? Fuck, it's too long to wait. Just knock me out. with a brick and just wake me up in February. And
Yeah. Let me just stress how busy that week is for music, though, right?
Yeah.
So announced to come out on that week. Corpse Grinder Fisher has his solo album, Corpse Grinder, coming out. Korn is releasing their album. And that Venom Prison
Yeah.
also the same week. So the same
Terrible.
day, all
same
on the
day.
Yeah.
all on the same day. I mean,
Venom
that's
Prison.
going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Erebos by Venom Prison. That's the 4th of February as well. We checked out that. Not the newest single, but the one before. It was really good, and the new single sounds really good as well. So that should be interesting. So Rolo Tomasi for Kyle, which is Where Myth Becomes Memory. That's 4th of February.
Or as Kyle will remember it, Where Customs Charge Becomes Heavy.
Where my wallet decided to divorce me.
The other one that obviously I am massively looking forward to, which I mentioned to Duncan earlier, the album just came in today for review, so be still my beating heart. Mountaineer have their new album coming out on February 25th. It's called Giving Up the Ghost. And if you stick around on the podcast, there might be a little single being played later. Last year, their album Bloodletting was my #1 album of the year. So it's only natural that I am absolutely psyched for this new one, Giving Up the Ghost.
Was that last year?
Yeah.
It was like ages ago.
I know.
Yeah, it was my #1 as well. It's an incredible fucking album. It's like, and this new single that people might hear later on. When we say might, you will. Like, like don't switch off. The new single that you will hear at the end is. It's just so good. It's just so good. They're so good, Dave. They're so good.
They're so good. So that one's due out on February 25th on Life Force Records. Cannot wait to listen to that. Psyched. Duncan?
Well, we were talking off here about this, and we were talking about how great the Mountaineer album was. And I said, the single was, and I said to Dave, listen, I'm putting it down next year, right? This can be your year of deathcore if you want. And the year before that could have been your year of death metal. Next year is the year of post metal. And the bar has already been set really high. Cult of Luna, we heard that track just before. Their album, if it isn't all, if you have a top 5 most anticipated albums for next year, and Cult of Luna's it's not on your list, it's not a list. It's not a list.
Even really a person.
Yeah, it's like that track has everything, but I'll tell you what it brought, that floored me. See the lead guitar work, which I can't remember them ever doing on that level, where it kind of had like this kind of almost a 70s vibe with the lead guitar work that comes in the middle. It was just like a brand new level to what they've done, because their stuff tends to be quite cold. And that brought a degree of warmth to it. Yeah, it's so far up there on my must listens next year. It's unbelievable, and we ain't got long to wait, because that's coming out. What did we say? That was February as well, didn't we?
Cult of Luna is, I've got the date somewhere here. Yeah,
February the 11th. Yeah. So the week after Rolo Tomasi. February's fucking a killer month, by the way. The album is called The Long Road North. And it comes out the same day as the aforementioned in our little chats there with Brad Boatwright, Author and Punisher, which comes out the same day.
Nice.
So excited.
Nice.
So excited. Dead.
Clearly.
Yep.
Yeah. Kyle, what you got for me?
You've already mentioned it, but Venom Prison. I just can't wait. Yeah, I listening to that single after they said, "You don't know, you think you know us, but you don't," and I'm like, all right. Listen to that single, it's like, oh, no, I didn't know you at all. So I can't wait for that album to come out as well, and they're coming out on the same day.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a sit back and listen to anything but. No, sit back and listen to only these 2 albums that day. Everything else can just get out of my ears. I don't care.
Nice. Another one I'm looking forward to. Don't think there's been an album title announced, although they have said the release will be in August. It's the mighty Conan are going to be returning with their new album.
Teasing bastards. Teasing bastards. He's always like that. Oh, I've just listened to it. It sounds great. It's coming out in August. Bye. I was like, what are you doing, you motherfucker?
Yep. We've obviously been huge fans of Conan for some time now.
Since
spoken
Monos.
to, since
Is it Monos?
spoken to, yeah,
Yeah, like as soon as I said that, I was like, "That was that them?" What year is it?
yeah, we've spoken to John a couple of times on tour. I've had him on previous podcasts and stuff. So that one is definitely
There's
gonna
a
be a contender.
potential idea that might get us. We might get an inroad there. And we'll invite him back on. See if he'll give us a wee shot.
Good.
Go on, give us a shot. Give us a shot, John. Go on.
Yeah. So Conan, due in August. I think it's still Napalm Records they're on.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Left field for this one, completely left field, taking us into the kind of proggier, rockier side of things. Hugely anticipated brand new album from Porcupine Tree. It's coming in June. This is, I think, album number 10 or 11, and the first one they've done in 9 years. So
Jesus.
So it's been a while. Sorry. Never going to live that down. It's always going to come. Yeah, you thought the new year would reset that? Not on my watch. It's called Closure Continuation. And this is, a band like that doesn't come back and release an album unless they've got something pretty special to say. And Porcupine Tree is an experience to behold. I'm very much looking forward to it. I think it has the potential to crack my top 10. Ooh. Love their stuff. So
it's a band I've never really went all in on, but I really feel like I need to go and.
Well, you will. You know what you're like. You know what you're like. As soon as it comes in for review, that's when Dave will go all in. And I've got that. So what prep did we do? Oh, I listened to the album 3 times, Dave. Well, I went back to their earliest demo. I spoke to his mum. Found out who taught him in primary school for his music, and then from there I formulated an opinion on this talented bastard. I mean,
I should maybe start now. Actually, maybe I should check it out.
Well, yeah, there's a few in there. So just get out.
Let me do that. Any recommendations where to start with them? I don't know much about them, but
oh, dude, it's like you're kicking me in the tits, man.
Sorry.
What are you doing? What are you doing right now?
Sorry,
I will give you. No, we've done this before. You did this with 9 Inch Nails, and I gave you the list, and I told you exactly what order to listen to them in, and you didn't fucking listen to them in that order, and you don't fucking like them.
Let's do that.
I will send you a list on
let's
WhatsApp of the preferred order that you should listen to them in, and then I will sit back and watch you do them in your release anyway.
Yeah. Okay, listeners, if you have any advice, let me know. Where should I start with Porcupine Tree?
He'll not listen to you, listeners. He'll do his own thing anyway because Davey knows best.
Start with the porcupine and run up the tree.
Fuck's sake.
This is why I play bass. No one listens to me.
Yeah, I'll send you. I don't think every album is great, but I'll send you my top 3.
Okay, let's do that. Porcupine Tree. Kyle, what else you got?
Well, barring Meshuggah and the other one I was going to mention that's completely got my head right now. Cult of Luna, barring those two, they were on my list as well. But I mean, I'm looking forward to Rack Shack by Bloodywood. I'm really looking forward to that.
Man, yeah.
That reaction we did has just sold me totally on that band. Absolutely great. I really want to hear what else they've got because I can imagine it's all very kind of going to be similar. I can't imagine they're going to go too far out of that genre, or mix of genres. But no, it's going to be fun to listen to. I can't wait to hear it. So
yeah. I'm looking forward. I've got the album in. I haven't downloaded it or anything yet, but I'm definitely looking forward to checking it out.
He's sitting on all this great music, Kyle.
It's not to the end of February.
Aye, so he's just going to sit in it for weeks and weeks and weeks. He's not going to share it. This is what he does.
I mean, I'll send it to you right now if you want.
Now that I've guilt tripped you into it, yeah, you'll send it right now. Big benevolent Dave.
We review like 4 or 5 albums a week, so I don't want to overload you with like stuff we're not reviewing for like 2 months or whatever.
No, that's fine. Send it.
Okay. I can do that. No problem.
Look how wide his eyes got when he says, "You want me to do that, Kyle? I can do that."
If you want me to open the doors, Kyle, I'll open the doors.
Remember when he said
once they're open, can't go back.
102 albums or something.
No, it's like he said,
want to keep those doors shut for a while.
It's like he said, the first one's free. The doors are open now, Kyle. Let's see how deep you go.
In the back doors, Kyle.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Sorry, I took that too far.
Jesus Christ, Steve. It's a family show, this.
You've got to ease me into that, you know.
Well,
Kyle, you're setting me up here. Okay.
Well, you don't really, at this stage, it's like throwing a sausage up a close. I mean,
feeding a tic-tac-toe whale.
Yeah. He's got an arsehole like a ripped-it fireplace. The image. It's just the image. It's the mental image.
Like a wizard sleeve.
Yes, Dave. Now we're cooking with gas. Let's move on.
Yeah, let's do that. What else have we got? Oh, Hangman's Chair. I'm looking forward to that. This one is a Nuclear Blast release coming out on the 11th of February. It's called A Loner. And this is like, I think it's album 6 from these guys, the kind of French kind of gothic doom band. I loved their last album. It was so fucking good. This is one that's definitely on my radar for next year. Hangman's Chair. If you haven't heard them before, go and check. They've got a lot of albums. Like 5 albums out already. But if you like a bit of doom, you know what, slight kind of gothic kind of tinge, then yeah, definitely check these guys out. Hangman's Chair. So that was on that's the 11th of February as well. We said some Cult of Luna's
everything's out on the 11th of February.
Fucking Jesus.
Busting my tits, man.
Fucking hell. Duncan.
So this one I mentioned earlier on in the what I've been listening to. A brand new single from a band I've never listened to before that Relapse are putting out called Cloakroom. The album is called Disillusion Wave, and the track is really fucking good. So I highly recommend you check that one out. That one is a January release though. So get that one in before all the albums come in. That will have all your time. It's out on January 28th. And there is stuff out around that time, but nothing that would make me rush to listen to that beyond listening to Cloakroom. I'm not a massive fan of Steve Vai, so I know he has his fans out there.
Fair enough.
So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to. Like I said, kind of alt rocky, but kind of with a bit of an edge to it. Kind of reminded me of a less heavy Abrams.
Oh, right.
That's kind of what's in the back of my head when I listen to it, but it's only one track that's out at the moment. So this is where I moan that I don't have enough singles to listen to. This is when you're supposed to... Bands like these give us more singles. Zeal and Ardor give us less.
Yes, for sure. Kyle, you got any others?
Yeah. I just thought of a Ghost. Ghost are coming out on a new album next year. Absolutely cannot wait for that. The previous one was really good. The one before that was really good. Their first album's not my thing, but whatever.
I really like their first album.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I can't wait to see where they go next. I've liked the single they put out, and I've enjoyed the videos they did before that and the pandemic. So, I mean, see where they go. What happens?
Yeah, I mean, I'm tutting and moaning over here, but actually the last single they put out wasn't bad.
Yeah, it was good.
Good.
Because they're good, Dave. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but the single was decent. We'll wait and see what the album's like.
I will go that far. So
okay. Ghost. The other one that's on my list is a band again that we kind of came across back when we were doing Rock and Rio. They've recorded a new album. They're currently looking for like label representation to put it out. Recorded by Kurt Ballou. The band is Armed for Apocalypse.
Yeah.
Fucking love those guys. We saw them in Glasgow at King Tut's, interviewed them, really nice guys. And the albums I've had out before are absolute bangers. If you haven't heard Armed for Apocalypse, then check them out. So I know that they've already recorded the album, so it's good to go. So I'm hoping 2022 is the year that gets dropped once they've found a label to put it out on. Or don't even fucking bother with a label. Just put it out yourselves, boys.
Put it on my label. You'll get nothing, no representation, but it'll be out.
There you go. Do that. So yeah, definitely looking forward to hearing new material from Armed for Apocalypse. Duncan, you got any others?
Yeah, Clutch are releasing an album in 2022.
Yeah.
And Clutch are always a good time. Like, this band, no bad albums
True.
at all. It'll be interesting to see what clutch we get, because they went through weird in the last like 10 years as well. Like their albums have sounded very, very, very different side by side. So it'll be interesting to see what we get. But they've been doing a ton of stuff streaming, like live sessions and stuff during the pandemic. That I think if you're a band like that, you jam like fuck. So I fully expect like another barn burner from Clutch. So like I say, they've announced they are releasing an album, but there is no details on that one at all.
Yeah.
And yeah, I might as well throw in Author and Punisher as well. We mentioned it earlier on.
Yeah.
His stuff is mind blowing. The sounds that guy creates is fucking. And if Brad's saying is one to look out for, then
yeah, true.
Oh boy.
Kyle, you got one more?
There's rumors that there's new Prodigy stuff coming out next year. So
yeah.
if that's true, I'll be absolutely on that like white on rice, because holy shit, do I love the Prodigy.
Yeah, that's true. There's a couple others that, the details are still fairly scarce, but it is looking likely that there will be albums out. One that's been confirmed that I'm looking forward to is Comeback Kid. I'm a big fan of those guys.
Yeah. Did you hear that track?
Yeah, so they've got a new album due out on the 21st of January. It's called Heavy Steps. Looking forward to that one. After the Burial as well, so they've already been in the studio with Will Putney. So they're a weird band. They have albums that I think are absolute front-to-back bangers, but they have had a couple of, not
is this their first album since the... Or am I just making up? Is this the first album since the guitarist killed himself?
No, they've had one out since then.
They had one out. That's the one I've missed, and I've not heard that one yet. So.
Yeah, they've been a wee bit kind of hit and miss, but when they're on it, like they're fucking on it. So I'd still definitely check that one out when it comes out in 2022. Decapitated as well, another one that they finished writing their album quite early in 2021. But I don't know if they've just kind of been sitting on it because of everything that's been going on. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be next year now at this point. What else we had? Old as well. So
they
can't wait for that.
Posted a couple of pictures on Instagram about various goings on in studios. So I'm expecting to hear something from them next year as well. What was the other one I was thinking about? Contortionist. So this is more a rumor from the Contortionist. There was someone, apparently a close kind of source or like a close friend of the band, had said that they were rumoured to be in the studio with John Douglas, but there's nothing being confirmed of like that's actually going on or dates or anything like that yet. But it wouldn't surprise me, to be honest, because they haven't done anything in a little while, and I fucking love that band. I love the Contortionist. But here's one that might be interesting. A band making a comeback, Bleeding Through.
Yes, I'm interested about this, but what I'm unsure of is it the original lineup? Because one of those guys is off doing Howard's thingy. Yes, one of the I think it's one of the original guitarists is off doing that. So if it's the original lineup, then I'm very interested about that one.
I don't know.
Bleeding Through, I think, are a band that still to this day are woefully underrated. Like, I think they were doing a lot of stuff that became a lot popular afterwards, better than what a lot of bands are doing now. So and his vocals, man,
for sure.
That drummer as well. If we're just talking about things, the drummer is a fucking machine, like absolute machine. So yeah, interested about that. Behemoth rumored to have a new album coming out this year. Crowbar. Also rumored to be having a little album coming out this year, which could be interesting. Rammstein. Me and Kyle will be all over that, Dave, and if I find that you've been that, me and you are going to have words. But the one that we are most excited for, the one that we have not discussed, and the one that I feel that we should feel ashamed of ourselves is, they reunited because of us. Right? They went on a live tour. The audience loves them. Stained to have a brand new album, which we will have to listen to make our retrospective complete.
Yep, has to be done.
I am going to treat myself to a screwdriver in the ear before I listen to that.
I thought you were going to say Mudvayne actually, because I know obviously they've reunited. I was
That
wondering if
live,
there might be.
that live footage has been.
Yeah,
Vocally, he just can't do it. Chad
Yeah.
can't do it anymore. So either they just change his vocal style, or just he does more of the singing as opposed to screaming. His screaming voice is fucked.
Yeah,
So
true.
that's what years of touring with Vinnie Paulo do to you. So yeah, I mean, I'm curious because you always kind of have to be. But once again, what Mudvayne shows up, that last Mudvayne album is shite. So it's drivel and nonsense and panders, and it's not interesting. It's lazily written. If a kind of LD50 era Mudvayne decide to put, because that's the stuff they've been touring predominantly.
Yeah.
If that is what they're going back to, then I'm all in.
Yeah. What was the other one? Unearth. So I think they were doing pre-production. September, October this year. So I can't imagine that'll be far away. New album from Unearth. Quite dig those guys as well. And Johnny Booth was the other one we've kind of reacted to in the past. I quite like
Those
Johnny
two
Booth.
singles have been amazing.
Yeah.
So very,
Looking
very,
forward to
very
that.
excited for that one. That one's holding quite a lot of promise, I think.
Yeah. Grayscale Seasons, another band I really like. They put out an album called Everything Hurts. That was a couple of years ago. But they've, I think they've released one or two singles so far. It's the only thing that I'm unsure about is the production's been handled by Buster Oldhome, which he does a great job, but I just worry that it turns their sound to sound more like his material, more like kind of Humanity's Last Breath type stuff. I'll wait and see. But I do like Grayscale Season, so I'm looking forward to hearing that album as well. Anything else? No, anything else you want to mention, or I think that's all I've got.
I think that's about it. Obviously, as that's the information as it stands right now. The beauty of doing this particular show and doing these recordings is all the stuff that we've never heard of before, like the album we reviewed earlier on in this episode. That comes from left field and you're just kind of blown away by it. So that's the stuff I'm really looking forward to, is all these new bands that you've never heard of before that just floor you. So yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it all. Give me it all.
Absolutely. Let us know what you're thinking. If there's anything you're looking forward to in 2022, drop us some comments. Let us know what you think. If there's something in particular, like, yes, I cannot wait to hear that, let us know what it is. Happy to hear your thoughts on it. So that is our most anticipated releases of 2022. Looking forward to hearing those bad boys.